Hello everyone, it's Lou Collins. Welcome to Craft World and welcome to another template video. We've got hundreds of these now available for you to watch on Craft World, and each one has a template available for you to download for free. Now today we're looking at the fold out card template. Now this one is one I've never seen or tried before, so I'm actually trying it for the first time with you. So I'm going to go by the cut and score lines on the template and let's see what we make. So as always, I've got myself a base card. I haven't even thought about pattern paper yet because I tend to do that when I know what the front areas of the card's going to be, what it's going to look like. With this, I really don't know yet. So I'm going to just stick with a solid piece of cardstock first of all for the base. Once we've got the base together and we see how it works, then I'll start thinking about decorating. As always, I'm going to use a repositionable spray adhesive and I'm going to tack down the template onto this solid piece of cardstock. So just pop this onto here. Now with this one we've actually got three different types of lines, but looking at this I'm going to have to work out which is cut and which is score. I'm not entirely sure. I think the dotted lines are going to be my cut lines. Yeah, that makes sense. And the dashed lines are going to be my score lines. Of course, the outside line, the solid line, is going to be a cut line too. So I'm going to use my trimmer, and this is the Creative Craft Products trimmer. It's the trimmer I always use for these template videos because it has a cutting blade, but it also has a scoring blade. So it's one tool that does all the work I need. And I love that the blades remain on here and they just get pushed up out of the way to either end while you're using the other blade. So really, really handy and quick to use. So I'm going to start off, I didn't put my template straight on my cardstock. So I'm just going to start off not butting my cardstock up to the edge there. You can kind of see it's slightly, ever so slightly at an angle. So I'm going to cut through my first solid line there, and now I can butt it up and get the right angle for the other outside lines of the card base. I can see this probably makes actually quite a good size card in the end, but I'm actually quite excited about this one. It's quite different doing a card sort of with you on the video without knowing how it's going to look. I have really no idea. Now with these, I always keep them because you've got scraps that will colour coordinate with your card base if you need them later. Now, as I said, I've got cut lines and score lines. I think I'm going to do the cut lines first, and they're the dotted lines within this. So just placing my first dotted line in the groove there, in the gap between my ruler, place this down and just carefully cut along to the end. And then I'm going to switch it over and do the same on this side. So move that out of the way for a moment while I get that lined up, and then just very gently edge that along until it reaches the end of my dotted line. Now I've got a few more dotted lines to go around in the same way. Then I'm going to switch. I'm going to put the orange blade up to the top and I'm going to bring in the white blade. This is my scoring blade, and then I'm going to go back into all the lines that need scoring, press down. I usually go over them quite a few times just to make sure I get a really nice sharp crease in them later. And I'm just going to work my way all the way along all these dashed lines that we've got. So for now I'm going to put my trimmer aside, and do you know, I'm not going to actually fold this yet because I'm going to keep my template in place while I work out what it does. So I'm just going to start folding really. I may need to fold these back and forth to work out how everything goes, but I'm not entirely sure. Okay, so that's a bit of a stepper so far that I've created there by folding these back and forth. Now I'm imagining actually it probably needs to go the other way. So let's create a kind of a reverse stepper, shall we? So each of these folds that I've just made, I'm going to fold backwards the opposite direction. There we go. So we've sort of got a fold to our card. Now this one, I'm going to guess somehow it kind of folds and slots into here. I'm not entirely sure, because if we do that, I see, look, we've got a box. I was looking at it thinking this was the opening. Makes sense now. That is now, you've got a little sort of, a little stage there, a little showpiece. So it is like a stepper, but you've got your display as such inside. And I guess you could do it either way if you wanted to, but that's really cool. Okay, so just looking at this last score line that I didn't quite finish. So we've got another score line here, just a little tab. So that makes that a little tab. So when you pop this inside, it kind of just holds it secure. Now I'm guessing that's not going to fold flat as a card at the moment whilst this piece is across and tucked into that slot. So what you'd need to do is actually send this like so, folded like so in an envelope, and maybe a little bit of instruction, a little note in there just to explain to pop this into that slot there to create your card. There we go. Brilliant. Okay, love that. Now I can take my template off and I can start thinking about decorating. So I'm actually looking at a fantastic kit that I have been playing with a lot lately, and this one comes with one of the Papercraft essential issues. Now what I love about this is the wildlife. We've got giraffes in here. I just saw a cheeky monkey that I think I might want to add as well. We've got some lovely florals there if we need those too. Where's the swinging monkey? Here he is, look at him. Brilliant. There's tiger cubs, there's parrots. It's just such a beautiful tropical kit here, and I just think it's going to actually work really well with the coral card that I've got. But also this frame. Now this frame is created to be vertical, so to come with sending a little bit of paradise in there, but I'm thinking about using the frame on its own because coincidentally it actually sits around there really quite nicely. And then I can put in, because included in here as well, we have some other sentiments. So we've got some larger ones. Now I think these will slot inside there. Might need to cut them down just a little bit, but look at that. So that doesn't fit too badly at all. So you've just got the sentiment in there. So having a look at these, I won't choose that particular one. I might actually even go smaller with thank you inside there. So let's take this out. Although that large one would fit, let's take it out and just say thank you can sit in the back there. We can have the we've got to have the frame around the outside, and I'm going to have the monkey swinging. I'll pop him somewhere like that, and then have the giraffe on the side as well. That is just, I love that. I really, really love that. And then we've got some beautiful papers. If we want to go one step further and add some papers, maybe something like this to the outer edges, to those steppers as well, we can do that. So I'm going to cut and glue and get this all decorated. There we go, so that's all glued down. Now if I just open this up, you'll see that most of the decoration is on the front, and then just inside, just above that slot, I've got my thank you. But when you put the card together, so just slot that tab in there, you've got this stand-up card that then says thank you inside. I love that. I think that's a brilliant template. So you can find this free for you to download on Craftworld with all those cut lines and score lines as a guide for you. You'll find the elements that I've used here with Papercraft Essentials magazine, just recently released, so should still be in the shops for you and available on CraftStash. Yeah, and we'd love to see if you use either of these items, the template or the kit, over in the inspiration gallery on Craftworld. So please do share your makes with us so you can inspire others too.